Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve MCFC. Well, we did it. We finally did it. We went to Spurs. Not only did we score a goal, but we won as well. 1-0. Nathan Ake, last couple of minutes, 9,000 blues going off the trumpet. Scenes, absolute scenes. But I tell you what, it was fantastic. Feels good, can't lie, feels good. Feel like we've broke another hoodoo, you know what I mean? We've done some incredible things last couple of seasons, but Pep did mention this one and said we need to score and win at Spurs. Well, we've done it. The rumour is there's a T-shirt going about. I was there when we scored at Spurs. But no, fantastic. Getting down to the ground early. All the Blues, looking at the stories on the Instagram and that, everybody travelling up on coaches, trains, some even on planes. We all got to the Antwerp pub. The lack of pubs around Tottenham is very, very sad, to be fair. I know London's a big place, but you want to be there or thereabouts, have a pint, whatever, go to the ground. We all gathered outside the Antwerp. It wasn't long before the Antwerp Arms couldn't cope. There was that many City fans outside, you know what I mean? I said it on Expressions' show. There was an army coming from the north. Get ready. And we were there. And listen, every single Man City fan, every single one of you that was in that stadium put a shift in. I thought it was fantastic. I did some videos on my Instagram and I looked round and everyone was singing. Everyone was having a good time. We were getting behind the lads early doors. Even when the referee decided to change his mic pack, the song Will Follow You Everywhere was bouncing for about 20 minutes. And even my mate, Tottenham fan, he said, your lot didn't shut up, mate. So was buzzing with that. The team was announced. I don't think there was any major surprises. Maybe Doku could have started, but Pep chose to give Oscar Bob some minutes. I thought we started off well. I thought Mateo Kovacic deserves a special mention in centre midfield. I thought he played really, really well. Probably the best game I've seen Kovacic play. It was a tough night in that midfield, you know what I mean? We made sure we didn't get overrun. He was good in tight spaces. Kovacic turning, driving with the ball. Obviously, Rodri's Rodri, you know what I mean? He gets about so well. But with Kovacic in there, putting a shift in as well, I think it helped him out. Oscar Bob played okay, but I just feel that Guardiola could release the ball a little bit earlier to Bob. I said it to the lad next to me. I said, look, he doesn't look to his left. He's always looking to come inside for the safe option. I think with someone like Oscar Bob, a little bit unpredictable, fast, you've got to look down that line, Guardiola, and think, you know what, put it on him. Let him put it on him. But he didn't. We did think we scored in the first half. Obviously, Oscar Bob tapped it in and his toenail was offside. That would have been some goal from Bob, you know what I mean? 2 goals in the last 2 games. But obviously, we're in the stadium. We haven't got a clue what's going on. It's sad, really. You know what I mean? He didn't even show it on the screen to show us that it was offside, you know what I mean? But that's modern day, you know what I mean? You pay your money, you're in the stadium, you're the last one to know. But first half, I thought we was okay, you know what I mean? Tottenham didn't really cause us any problems, you know what I mean? They were huffing and puffing. Brennan Johnson and that was running, but Ake and Diaz he had it under control. I thought that Alvarez could have scored. And going in at half time at 0-0, wasn't panicking really, you know what I mean? We just didn't want it to be like the older games there where, you know, City had dominated the game or had the better of the ball, and then all of a sudden Tottenham go and have one shot and score and win. You know what I mean? We didn't want to do that. We come out the second half, creating chances again. And then for me, you know, when you've got players like Kevin De Bruyne, Jeremy Doku on the bench to come on in a game like that, I felt that when them two came on, it changed it a bit for us. I feel like Jeremy is a bit up and down. You know what I mean? Sometimes he's on it, but other times he's a bit like a speedboat, you know, with no driver. He's just ploughing down that wing. I think Pedro Porro was enjoying a little tussle and a battle with him there. But I do think he had him scared. Every time Jeremy got the ball, there were 2 or 3 going over trying to stop him. And Kevin De Bruyne, you know what I mean? Again, he comes on and things start to happen, you know what I mean? It's no coincidence that when Kevin's on the pitch, things start to happen, gaps start to appear, space starts to come into it. And yeah, I thought Kevin had won it for us. And you know how he missed that shot towards the end, which he dragged wide. I think somebody just got in his eye line, and I think he thought they were gonna put a crunching tackle in, so he sort of dragged it wide. But then you can't lie. Then you know what I mean. The City end went a little bit flat for a few minutes. I think everyone was thinking, is this going to a replay? Is it typical City? This, you know, we can't win here. We're going to go and have to take them back to the Etihad and beat them there. And then we get to corner. But any one of you that noticed the last few corners before that, Ruben Diaz and Vicario had been squaring up to each other. Ruben was smashing him into the net, unsettling him a little bit, getting on his case. And the cross came in. Obviously, Vicario, you're a goalkeeper, you're protected. You've got Ruben Diaz in front of you, and you've flapped it with a shit punch. You've got to come through Diaz and smash that, right? He didn't. Ruben stood his ground. He only got a little touch on it, and Nathan hooks it in. Absolute scenes in our end. We're all going off our trumpets, pandemonium in there. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking round and buzzing, and then I realised, hold on a minute, VAR, and I'm thinking, fucking Tottenham, VAR, done us in the Champions League. Are they going to rule this one out? And then when he blew his whistle for a goal, I knew it. I thought, we've done it here. You know what I mean? We've absolutely dominated the game. I think we've had something like 15, 18 shots or something. They've had 1. I thought, it's just our time. And yeah, blew the whistle. City fans singing long into the night. Absolutely brilliant. All the players came over. Pep came over. And yeah, man, full credit to the team for putting in the performance, and full credit to every single supporter that went down to Tottenham on a Friday night. And some of you got back at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. And you know what? It's a long day. I got back into my hotel in London probably about 2 a.m. because we was on tubes and that, and I was shattered. So you guys going all the way back to Manchester or wherever you was, you know, full credit to you. You know what I mean? You did it. Big up to everyone that came over having a chat. Daps just said on the City Extra show then that going to an away game with Steve, it's hard work, because he was talking to everyone after the game. But listen, people that talk to me about football, that's me. You know what I mean? I love it. Met so many great people and that, and we did it. We did it. Roll on the next round. We've been drawn against Luton Town away. Not going to be easy. Luton Town midweek, under the lights, freezing. You know, small, compact ground. We've seen how, you know, close it was in the league game. So we got to be on it again, Blues. Everyone that's going to Luton, make sure we're on it again. Same energy, same atmosphere. I think this is the start of the run we've been talking about. This is the start now of the players, the club, and the fans pulling together for this last, you know, this last home run. We can see the finish line. We're all together now. We've got to do it again. And believe me, people say, oh, yeah, I have it all the time. Yeah, the way he talks, he thinks he plays for the team and all that. Listen, I don't play for the team, but I do my part, as long as, like all the rest of the fans do. We do our part. Anyone that wants to call our fan base is just jealous. We can come on these shows. We can have an open and honest conversation. We can tell all the City fan base in the City world we're all pulling together, and we all pull together. We're not fighting. We're not arguing. We're not causing that. There's no rival groups in this City fan base. We're all together. Whether you live in Singapore, Japan, Dubai, Holland, Belgium, Ireland, wherever, if you're a Manchester City supporter and you genuinely love this football club and you're pulling together with us all, we're all part of it. Whether whether you're watching at home, whether you're ballooning to your mate on the phone, whatever, you know what I'm saying? We're all part of it. And I think a lot of different clubs, fan bases are jealous of that, because they can throw stones at us all they want. They can slander the name of Manchester City Football Club. They can say we've cheated and all that. But every single one of them is speculating. And at the end of the day, while they're speculating, we're growing and growing and growing. And people are mentioning the Shark. The Shark's just nice at the minute. The Shark's somewhere off the coast, just cruising in his own world, waiting for that day. And you know when the day is, yeah? When the Shark's going to appear, and that's when You know, these rival fan bases, their asses are going to go. Do you know what I mean? So, listen, keep doing what we're doing. Burnley away. Burnley at home on Wednesday, Brentford away Monday. You know, 2 potential banana skins. Burnley at home. You know, we always do well against them, but Brentford away could be tricky. We've got to be on it there. Driving to Spurs. Going to Spurs on the train. The news broke. Jurgen Norbert Klopp, deciding to leave Liverpool end of the season. Shocked. Thought it was a wind-up. Let it digest for 10 minutes. I had a bit of fun with the Liverpool fans online. You know, posted a couple of trolling comments that his arse had fell out. You know, the Pep Guardiola documentary on BBC One. He'd seen that shit himself. They all had a meltdown for half an hour. You know, 50, 60,000 TikToks in 2 hours. No problem. It's great. And then I put the real one out where I said what I mean. You know, I respect Jurgen Klopp as a man and a manager. I think he really, really lit a fire under Pep. I think he pushed his Liverpool team hard. And I think that made us go hard. I think Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool made us a better side. I think we couldn't take our foot off the gas for a minute. Otherwise, they would have jumped in and stole it. I do think we made them a better side. I think they realised that, you know, Man City's the yardstick. We've got to go up against it. I think Jurgen's a good manager. I think he's a good person. I've seen some of the documentaries, some of the things he's done for charity and kids and all that, and fair play to him, you know what I mean? I don't dislike Jurgen Klopp. I don't, you know what I mean? He's given me many a nightmare. You know, when you think they're going to get beaten, you see him fist pumping the cop at the end and all that. Used to burn me out. It's not my style of manager. He's not our style of manager. We've got our own style in Manchester. We've got Pep, Joseph Guardiola. You know what I mean? The best about. But it works for the Scousers. It works for Liverpool. You know what I mean? He gave them hope. He's won trophies for them and that. But let's not pretend, people, that if Pep Guardiola was leaving, the whole football world would be taking the piss. United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, all taking the piss. Where's your Pep gone? Oh, you're going to crumble now, Pep, and all that. But apparently we're not allowed to take the piss out of Jurgen. We've got to show him respect, apparently. We've got to show him respect. Well, we'll see how much respect when Pep, Joseph Guardiola, decides he's hanging up. Because whether you like it or not, the truth is the truth. Jurgen Klopp years will always be remembered for Pep Guardiola, not Jurgen. You know what I mean? He's won the European Cup. He's won the Premier League. He's won the Carabao Cup. He's won the FA Cup. He's won them all. He's not done it in one season. He's not done it in 2 seasons. He's not even done it in 3 seasons. There's no trebles. There's no doubles. You know, there's nothing along them lines. It's just pretty standard stuff. Fair play, he's won trophies. Chelsea have also won trophies in that time. The same as Jurgen. You know what I mean? So, Chelsea's bad time and bad set of trophies, shall they say, is pretty much equal to Liverpool's and Jurgen Klopp's reign at Liverpool. So, as Liverpool fans, they love him. Fair play. But let's not pretend he's in the league of Pep. Let's not pretend he's in that league. You know what I mean? And to come out and say you've lost the energy, for me, shows that these battles with Pep have been tiresome. These battles with Pep have worn him down a little bit. You know what I mean? We've seen players like Joel Matip, Van Dijk, Fabinho, players of this ilk who looked amazing one season. They fall short at the final hurdle. Second season, they look tired. They look drained. And that's where you got to give credit to Man City. That's where you got to give credit to Pep. These players of ours never look drained. Every season after they've done something, they're striving to do one thing better. Do you know how hard that is? Look around the Premier League. Look around the leagues in Europe. Look at other teams. Are they doing it? No. Pep's doing it. He knows how to motivate. He knows how to get them going at the right time. We don't, set off like an house on fire. We gradually go into the season. And it's like a racehorse at the back of the race. No point being at the front all the way around and then losing. You might as well stay at the back. Let everybody shoot the shot. Come round the outside and win. And that's what we tend to do. That's what we tend to do. So I wish Jurgen well in whatever he's doing. I do believe Liverpool now have got a massive task. I do believe they're not the same club without Jurgen Klopp. I think he attracts a lot of players, so we'll see who's going there. But I wish him all the best. Don't get dragged into the media bollocks about the Jurgen Klopp this and the Jurgen Klopp that and the anniversary special and the memorial garden and whatever they want to fucking build for Jurgen, don't fall for it. You know what I mean? Just wish him all the best. We're carrying on with Pep. The day will come when Pep leaves. We'll all be sad like Liverpool and that, but hopefully we'll be in better shape. So that's my little bit on Jurgen. What else did I want to talk about? Next thing on the list, Kyle Walker. Been at it again. You know what I mean? Very disappointed. Captain of Manchester City. Best team in the world. Doing interviews with the Sun of all newspapers. Yeah, he's been a naughty boy. You know what I mean? Not the first time. We're a football club that prides ourselves on keeping our shit on the back page. He's putting us on the front page. He's captain. We back him. We love him. But on social media today, it's been 50-50. You know, people saying that maybe he should be stripped. Maybe, you know, he shouldn't be captain. I'm not a believer in that. I believe that Pep will make the right decision. I believe that the players will make the right decision. We might think he's not captain material, but they chose him. The players chose him for a reason and Pep chose him for a reason. Obviously, in the dressing room and around the club, he's captain material. Obviously, when he's at home or he's on a night out, you know what I mean? He can't keep his dick in his pants. That's just Kyle, you know what I mean? But, you know, he's made mistakes. He's come out. It's not very nice to see your captain on the Sun front page or on the video, you know, looking distressed and talking like that about letting himself down and his kids. It's not nice. So, you know, the football club will support him. I feel sorry for his ex-missus and the kids. Obviously, they're getting the name dragged through the mud. He knows that. But I just think we got to trust the club. You know, we trust the club in this one. They'll look after who they need to look after. They'll make the decision. If Kyle's head's not on the job, I'm sure he'll be replaced. But we don't want to take the captaincy off him and he make it worse. But it's a very fine line. You know, people will say your private life shouldn't come into your football life. And I agree with that. But when you're captain, it's different because you've got to lead by example. You've got to lead by example. If you're the captain of Manchester City Football Club, you're an ambassador for this club on and off the pitch. That is a fact. Vincent Kompany, ambassador on and off the pitch. Never seen a story about him on the back page. Led by example. Fernandinho, captain on and off the pitch. Led by example. Ilkay Gundogan, captain on and off the pitch. Leader of men. Led by example. Kyle Walker, 6 or 7 times he's been in the papers. Various things. Lockdown parties. Windmilling on Deansgate. All this shit. Yeah. So it's not the first time. You know, patience could be getting worn thin with Pep and that. But time will tell. But I have put it on my stories today. What do you think? It is 50-50. Some people say, no, get rid of him. He's had enough chances. Not get rid of him as a player, just as captain. And then some say, no, it's his private life. Let him be captain. You know, he leads by example. He's never done anything wrong on the pitch, which I agree with. So it's a tough one, Blues, but he's our captain. You know what I mean? We love him. He's a City player. But in my opinion, you've got to have a responsibility off the pitch. As captain, the badge sticks with you. Everyone is looking at you. You're the captain of Manchester City. They're looking at how you behave, this, that, and the other. And if you accept the captaincy role, you accept that extra burden when you're not playing football. I'm sorry, you do. You accept the extra burden of being captain of Man City Football Club and having to behave in a certain manner. That's my take on it. You know what I mean? Not taking sides. That's my opinion. And we don't need negativity around the club now. You know, we want Kyle focused on what he needs to do, focused on Manchester City and get back to winning this league. That's what we want. You know what I mean? Other good news. Just let me get a drink here because I'm gagging. Other good news. Erling Braut Haaland, the Nordic Meat Shield, is back. You know what I mean? Erling's back in training. Just let me have a sip of this. All that Kyle Walker talk about windmilling. It's got me going. A bit dry in the throat. There you go. Pick up the windmillers, the Deansgate windmillers. We've all done it. We've all done it. I'm only joking. No, listen. Haaland looks like he's back. Good reports coming out of training that he's back in in the mix of it, doing full training, so that's good. I think we could see a substitute appearance at Burnley on Wednesday. I think it's a perfect game at home for him to come back and get minutes under his belt. Brentford, the following Monday, going to be tough. But yeah, we've got a good month coming up. Copenhagen, Champions League, get back to winning ways there. It just feels like the start of the run that we're going on is now. I do believe we are starting to tick and purr. The team's getting fully fit again. Kevin's looking all right. Johnny Stones is back in training. Haaland's back in training. So happy days. Happy days. It is a transfer window. It is absolutely boring as shit. FFP has killed everything. Nobody buys anyone. Everyone's frightened to death of the tax bill and the profit and loss accounts and all that. So transfer windows are dead. Not like they used to be. Deadline day, blag a day off work, sit in the house, watch that Sky News reporter stood there with a dildo in his ear. We've been there and seen it all. But nowadays, it's shit. You're not getting Harry Redknapp in his window. You're not getting Peter Odemwingie sat in the fucking car park, begging for a move. You ain't getting that. We're getting Calvin Phillips on loan to West Ham. Big up Calvin, you know what I mean? Wish him all the best in the world. I think every Manchester City fan does. We wish him all the best. Go to West Ham, do your thing, get playing regular football, show everyone what you can do. And if there's a way back at Man City at the end of the season, I, for one, don't mind you coming back. And I think a lot of City fans would love it. But if this is the end of the road, we appreciate you, Calvin. You've been a model professional. You've never thrown the toys out the pram. You've kept your head down. You've been a top human being. And fair play to you. A lot of players would have been knocking on doors, causing a scene, going to newspapers. But Calvin hasn't done that. So I wish him all the best at West Ham. Man City and West Ham get on great. The fans, there's a bit of mutual respect there from back in the day. So, yeah, the West Ham fans that have asked me, I've said, listen, he's tidy. He'll be in your midfield there, putting it about and that, and fair play. So, big up Calvin. You know what I mean? Big up Calvin Phillips. What else is there? City Extra tomorrow, 7 o'clock. There's a special City Extra Big Steve show with an ex-player. He's going to be on the show. Make sure you look at socials. Get ready. City Extra tomorrow. It's my show on City Extra. Obviously, I like the numbers to be high. Give the City Extra lads some good numbers so that obviously we keep having the show on there. So if you can support me. Another thing, I get a lot of people saying, oh, Steve, you should have more followers. You should have more followers. Well, listen, guys, I don't beg for followers and I'm never going to beg for followers. But if you want to share my streams to Man City groups, fan groups, if you want to recommend it to your mates, send it in WhatsApp groups, whatever, get them to follow me. It's much appreciated. There's Man United content creators out there with more followers than me. We can't be having that. And they're absolutely shit. They don't go to the games. They sit in the bedroom and talk bucle. At least I talk a bit of bucle, but I go to the matches. I'm open and honest. You know what I mean? I've got a bit of time for the Blue Army. And, yeah, it is what it is. I've told you before, I'd love one of them 100,000 plaques for my son. He always asks me for one. And I don't do near enough YouTube videos to probably get one. But I'm at about 23,000. So, in a couple of years. So, next 10 years, I could have one of them plaques, put it behind me there somewhere, you know what I mean? I'm currently not in the studio. I'm in my man cave at home, you know what I mean? So, sorry about the settings. But it is what it is. But, yeah, listen, people. Just did a Manchester radio podcast with Natalie Pike and Mike Minay, how you spell it. I did that today, BBC Radio Manchester. There's a Burnley channel called Turfcast. I did a Burnley preview with them, so you can go and watch that. And other than that, I'm looking forward to Wednesday. Burnley at home, under the lights. Let's get the 3 points in the bag and move on. It's going to be a big week. If we can get to Brentford next week, 2 wins this week, Tottenham out the cup, it's been a good week. It's been a good week. But listen, please like, share, subscribe. TikTok at Big Steve MCFC. Instagram at Big Steve MCFC. YouTube at Big Steve MCFC. You know where to find me. Appreciate it. Leave your comments below about Kyle, what you're thinking. Leave your comments below about Spurs. And leave your comments below with your predictions for Burnley on Wednesday night. That's all I'm going to say today. Thanks a lot. Hit the like button. Come on, you Blues. And remember, we scored a goal. 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 Jurgen's cracking up.